everybody. This is your man Jay Takashi, guys. I'm joined with my man Wally today. And guess what?
What's going on, people?
He's gonna be my co-host tonight. And tonight I'm going to be giving you a review of the '90s series, Magic Knight Rayearth. And this this is really a call to all '90s babies who were born in '91 and actually watched these series growing up. And this is one of the ones that kind of left, kind of got underneath my radar, because I never got a chance to really watch it. Unlike, Kakura, Sakura, and things of that nature, that came later. But with this one, I actually finally got the time to actually really sit down and actually watch this. And it's everyone's surprise that this since it was a '90s anime, I actually watched this to dub. Not sub. All right. And I noticed a lot with the voice actors that I'm gonna get into later on. I think that might be like the last thing after I talk about once the conclusion. But the first thing I want to say, this series, the production company's name, this whole series was created by Clamp. As you well know, Clamp made Code Geass, Cardcaptor Sakura, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, and those are the ones I know off the top of my head. But they've made other things. I think they've made X too. They made X, Triple X Holic. Yeah, that's another one. And I've always liked their artwork. Because like I said, they make Code Geass. That's one of my favorites. And Cardcaptor Sakura is one of my favorites too. My childhood growing up. And this is another one of their creations that, like I said, slipped underneath the radar for me for the longest of time. So, but with that being said, guys, give me 1 second and we're gonna get right into it. And I'm gonna go full on ham because there's a character's name I am forgetting. Umi. That's her name. Okay. All right, guys. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay. So, guys, so as you know, Magic Knight Rayearth is an isekai series, an old school 90s isekai series. Basically, 3 girls, Hikaru, Umi, and Fu, all middle school kids, middle school girls in this case, literally get transported to another world, a fantasy world, magical fantasy is what I'm going to say. And they are prophesized to be the magic knights who will save the quote unquote, who will save the quote unquote test. The quote unquote, you could say prophet of the world, in a sense. I'm going to be very ambiguous with this. I'm not going to spoil shit for people. But basically, they're tasked with defeating the evil. They're tasked with defeating the evil forces of of the world that they've been summoned into. And throughout the series, trust me, it's more, like I said, it's more of a touch and go feel. And as you get throughout from beginning to end, a lot of things happen in order for these characters to become powerful, to recognize their strengths, their weaknesses, and they literally grow to becoming the knights. The one thing I can say about these 3 female characters is that they are strong. They do go through some things, but their friendship and their resolve never wavers. That's one of the things that really stands out for the series. Is that, like I said, these characters are literally really defining like what it means for them to actually fight for someone, and also what it means to actually have things in common with their significant other. Not significant other, guys. Not romantically, significant. Like, you want to say so much of an associate. So they went from being associates to being comrades to being friends, legitimately. And I think it's just much easier for girls to become friends than it is sometimes for guys. Sometimes, but these 3, they are going into this world to understand that, like, you're tasked with a duty. You're prophesized to defeat this guy, and you must by every metric, by every system, be able to prevail. And that's a lot of pressure to put on them. but these girls definitely do it at some point. And by the way, guys, this series is 49 episodes, not 50 or 51. It actually ends on 49. And the themes that you do delve into the series are that we're dealing with love not being love not being accepted or not being noticed. Two, one's personal willpower. Two. Sorry, I said two. Sorry, guys, I'm off base. Wally, was that 2 or 3? Wally?
I believe you was on 2, if I'm not mistaken, give or take.
Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry, guys. That was 3. Thank you, Wally, because that's what I said. I got sidetracked. I'm so sorry, y'all. So I said love not being accepted or equated back. I said one's willpower. That's 3. And also sheer determination to question your beliefs and the power that you've been given. And not to mention how negative emotions can empower an entity that was able to not only be able to engulf the world in darkness, but also be able to beat off the citizens or civilization of that whole entire world that they were pretty much bashing to protect. And those themes are strong, and those themes are all throughout the series with the main girls, and also some of the enemies that they kind of encounter, and some who are kind of just fooling around, but also some that are just kind of really believe in the convictions that they believe. and I think the execution of those so-called themes were very well done. And like I said, I guess somewhat of a sour note is one character, particularly realizing later that she does care about somebody, but it's not revealed until like the very near end, where it's maybe not so fulfilling for most people, especially some people who are romance heads in regards, or people who just love to see a progressive one, and then and then get a conclusion to it. But in this case, there's more lines of the sense of like this needs to be said, it needs to be heard, and also despite how you feel is important, but also it's better to tell those feelings as opposed to hiding it and burying it, because it will destroy you. So I think they did a good job in these things, especially like dealing with the sense of wanting to protect what is our convention and what are we doing. And like I said, do we carry this out, and do we do our duty? And it's like they become serious, and I'm just like, yo, these are good. I'm like, yo, these are pretty good female characters. I'm not gonna lie, like they're actually pretty good. As much as I love Simple Gear, my friend actually saying like, any better than Simple Gear characters? I'm like, I think they're good. I think they're good. Better, I don't know, but they're definitely there. Now, with that being said, so I got done talking about the themes of the series, guys. And kind of a little bit of the intro of what was going on. So let's get into each one character. So you have Hikaru. Hikaru is literally the tomboy, she's female tomboy, basically. I said female. She's a female who's a tomboy, and she literally has male shonen characteristics. She really does. And if you would kind of take away her hair, so she looks just like a guy. Like, I'm gonna lie. But like her abilities are fire, and her whole thing was making sure that she would not anyone to hurt people that she cared about, or also be like the actual like the leader, quote unquote leader of the group of girls, basically amongst her, Umi, and Fu. And he is the youngest. She's really much the youngest, but she's a fighter. Like I said, she has literally. I think literally, if she was in a shonen series, she would be the male version of this character, literally. And her abilities are fire. And her never really. her going through kind of like this a psychological journey in Summer Girls in the second part of the series was I thought was rather interesting. I wouldn't say it was bad, but also it did play a key part in what would happen in what was said in the very beginning that was revealed to the very end. So, and guys, I'm dancing around this. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil you because I want you guys to check out the series yourself. Now with that being said, Hikaru, I think she's a really good character. She's a firefighter, freaking love her. Her abilities are amazing. The fact that Rayearth is a little fireling that is her freaking, that's literally her avatar is freaking amazing. Fucking cool. I love Firelight. She's cool. Now let's get into our water girl. And you know I love water users. So let's get into Umi. Umi is literally this pristine girl who comes from a rich, wealthy family, and is a fencer. She's a high class fencer, and one of the things that, and I ain't gonna lie, like I said, she didn't take too long for me to like, but it did take a minute. It did take a minute, but you know she kind of like has some little selfish tendencies. She reminded me of Weiss a little bit from Ruby. And even Weiss took work for me to like. With Umi, it was kind of like I get the same archetype from her a little bit, but I do believe that she took hers took less long in order for us to proceed to liking her, because like I said, we actually get a vision that she doesn't want to let her parents down, that she's from a pristine family, and that like she has a perfectionist things of a perfectionist type of attitude to want to get things done, but also she doesn't want to fail. She wants to succeed. She wants to succeed in everything that she does, but also like I said, succeed in the sense of like not letting her family name down. And also a big thing of her was trying to make was it's more so the girls are actually adapting to her personality, where they kind of like the personalities speak one another. But with Umi, it's just more so like they got to know, like, let's just get time to adjust to this, to Umi. Like I said, she's not like, I think she has the most vocal voice amongst the three of them, and also she is very, like I said, she seems like very honorable and very and very anxious sometimes, because she want to like get a point across. And like complain. I'm not saying like she complains all the time, but she complains a little bit, but not like a whole lot. So yeah. And also, like I said, she is a water user, and she has attacks like water dragon, things like those. And guys, I will get to the abilities later on. But Celeste is her actual is her room god ability. She literally conjures a freaking water dragon. It's freaking awesome. And like I said, she had a lot of good character moments throughout the series for me. Okay, and we're gonna get to our final character, guys, and then we're gonna get into the abilities, and then we're gonna get into the conclusions, and then I'm gonna ask, and then Wal's gonna ask me a few questions if he has any. Now, food. God, so good. Food ball rice might be like possibly my favorite, but I like all these girls equally, but I think Fu might be my favorite because she was the first one to technically to get the quote unquote savage pretty boy to like her first. And by the way, guys, she does have glasses. She is a bookworm. She is polite, and she is strong. And like what she really brought really to the whole group, her group dynamic, was like she would bring her input, intelligence, and wisdom. So she was rocking all those things, really. In some sense, like I said, you could say that she was their plan. She was the brains beyond the Magic Knight. She's the brains of the outfit. You could say, and also you can say that Umi is the, God damn it. She's the more no. Hikaru is the most support. Umi is the mature. Yeah, Umi's the mature one that actually They get stuff done, and then you can say Fu is the planner. Is what you would say. That gives her wisdom when needs to be said. Now with Fu, now like I said, now Fu, like it's more so. It's kind of like in the funny enough because her ability is wind, and I do like her wind abilities. Like I said, we're gonna get to those very soon. Fu's whole thing is that her past is a little bit of a mystery. There's not really a whole bunch of it there like the other two. I believe we're kind of left to like give us ideas of through her dialogue and through the series of kind of like what her family is like. She brings her family up possibly one time, and also it was also her being able to open up to people because really she never really had feelings particularly for anybody. Ever experienced love at their age, and not to mention, let's keep it real, they're at a young age where they'll start liking boys and start questioning that shit like it's a real thing. So her whole thing was like whether she got feelings for someone or not, and also when those feelings became into place, they actually start to really open her mind and act like I do care about this person, and this person cares about me, even though we're seeing ourselves right now. We'll meet up again, and we'll confront one another. And also Fu having interaction with characters that later on in the later half, that also she's really a woman of her word. I'll say a young lady. I keep saying woman, but she's really a young lady of her word. Where like she was literally proposed an idea of selling something without having to commit to violence first, and she was able to execute those things perfectly. Like I said, she's more of a thinker on the field, and she really helps the group a lot. So shout out to Fu. She's one of my favorites. I love her. And forget the name of the wind ability, y'all. I think it's called Windall. I think that's the name of her rune god. Windall. Unquote Avatar. Now, with that being said, let's get into the abilities, guys. Okay. So like I said, we're dealing with these girls' ability to use magic and their weapons evolved throughout the entire series. So what they first started off with, let's keep it a buck. Two started off with swords. One started off with an actual like sword. The other one evolved from a kind of like a fencer type weapon into a sword eventually. And then and I want to say this. Like I said, Hikaru had fire sword. Umi, water fencing blade. Fu, wind archery. She literally shoots. She's literally an archer. She shoots archer blades with wind. It's freaking awesome. And then like I said, as the series progressed, they went from those weapons to literally blades, evolved blades. Once they got their own gods, and they could cast spells like what was that? Ruby Fire, freaking War Dragon, Wind Blast or Hurricane Blast, like freaking awesome. And also the very beginning of the series, guys, episode 1, literally, they are giving Magic Knight armor that will evolve. So throughout the entire series, it went from like just part like it looked like more like Saint Seiya shielding padding, to where like they would have like a little bit strapped up the shoulder and some on one of their arms. And then as it would evolve, and like I said, as they got more magic buffs and boosts by breaking their magical barriers or limits for each one. In the very beginning to like the first half of the series, it would evolve into a full-on armor. Like they look like full-on knights at that point. Because to me, I'm gonna say Saint Seiya regular like bronze armor to like freaking full-on like Saint armor, but without the helmet and shit. So yeah, but they do designs on their forehead. It's kind of like a crown or a tiara, like that type of helmet type stuff, and it's very uniquely designed. So like you can look at these girls through their armors. It's really fucking cool. So red, blue, and green, which is fire, water, and wind. So here's what I didn't expect, y'all. So as I told you, they would evolve once they got stronger and stronger series. Once they unlocked the dragons, the quote unquote rune gods. I said dragons. One was a dragon, one was a wind beast, wind flying beast, and the other was a fire lion. And their freaking beasts turn quote unquote rune gods are fucking magical mechs. That shit is crazy. I did not expect that jump in power like that. I was like, wow. And I'm like, dude, the designs for them look cool as shit. And one spoiler alert. At the very end of the series of the enemy that they're battling, they literally freaking fusion digivolve, merge together, a three-way fusion, and become like it actually reminds me of Gallantmon from fucking Digimon season 3 Tamers. Digimon Tamers. Where he gets like the angel wings and shit like that. This is a mech version. I was like, this looks so badass. Bro. And I am a sucker for mechs. And that design was so piece out there, bro. This is so fucking awesome right now. I'm like, yo, that shit looks dope. I wouldn't mind having that on my wall. That's how cool that damn thing looks. But also, it's a part that these quote unquote creatures, quote unquote rune gods, are in a different dimension. They can summon them anytime, and they can go right into them and just wreak havoc and kick ass. I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I like how it was a gradual power up throughout the entire series for them to get to that level, and also for them to actually struggle when they got the final forms. Like, I mean, you know, when they actually got it, that's the rune gods. Because rune gods literally are kind of like the epitome of power, and they don't reach another threshold until after that. But like, yeah, and I like that. Like the progression of power made sense. It was natural. Nothing didn't seem convoluted. Things like that. And that's pretty much it for the power field. Like I said, I fucking loved it. Each girl got in tune with their weapon. They knew what they were doing. Hikaru's a fighter. Hikaru's a sword fighter. Umi's a sword fencer, and is one of the greatest archers that ever existed. And also, guys, her bow evolved into a sword as well. Like, it evolved into a full-on wind sword. And there was a funny joke in there. They can't hold each other's weapons because it's sort of a Thor thing. It's almost like a Thor like kind of control. Like, if you're not worthy, you can't lift it or something like that. But it's like so heavy right to the freaking ground. If one of them try picking each other's weapons, and I actually like that because that actually reminded me of that. And I was like, yo, that's pretty fucking crazy, cool. But with that being said, guys, that's it for the abilities. Now, conclusion. I think, like I said, I think the story is a solid 7.5. It doesn't need to be anything spectacular, but I think artwork is going to be a 10, like an 8, 9, 10 for me. I'll say that's an 8, 9, 10. But somewhat like an 8.5 to a 9 for me. Because I really love that. I love the old school way of all those older animes drawing out their characters, and I'm just a sucker for that. As you know, I draw on pencil and paper. I'm one of those guys, so I kind of have a little bit of a bias towards that because, you know, I think that's one of the best forms of art that I ever have a lot of respect for, because it's how Yu Yu Hakusho got done and shit like that. Or that type of old animation production company. Animation pretty solid. The old school colors, I freaking love that shit. Love the endings. They're really, really, really good. Really display Clance's artwork. They really put their all into that. Story, like I said, story was good. The plot-wise, it was fine. I don't think it was anything spectacular or overbearing, but I think it was solid. Like I said, I'm jump on joy, but I think if I were to watch this again, I'm going to watch it sub next time. And also for the voice actors, I want to say it. So, anybody who watched the old school X-Men, Rogue's voice actor was in here. I heard her, bro. Like, she's out there. Like, I literally heard her freaking voice. And there was another voice actress that was in here. And I think she's from D and Angel. Played Riku from D and Angel. That's based Lover. Anybody who doesn't know Dean Angel is, it's an older anime, like 2000, 2004, 2005. But I noticed those two actresses being in there. And shout out to all the voice actors that did the dubbing for it. I think they were doing a good job what they were giving somewhat. Also, my bad, Sharon's voice actor for the English dub of Sakura was I think the movie version of it. Yes, I heard his voice too. And so shout out to the performances. Shout out to this anime, y'all. If you have so Wally, do you have anything you want to say to me? Ask me. Wally. All right. With that being said, y'all, listen, be sure to check out Magic Knight Rayearth. Has like I said, it has 14 episodes. I enjoyed the hell out of this. It really took me a trip back to the 90s, the animation that I freaking love, like Shadow Skill, freaking Saint Seiya, old school Saint Seiya, and things like that. And like I said, Yu Hakusho too. Old like Gundam, like all the it just reminded me of those freaking times of me just being a kid, just watching this type of shit. I got that nostalgia and feel back. So be sure to check out the series. 49 episodes. Watch it dub or sub. If you can't do the dub, then do a sub. That being said, y'all, peace out. Have a nice day, and howdy.